This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman. We're broadcasting from the UN Climate Summit, COP30, from the Brazilian city of Belém, the gateway to the Amazon. Among the most controversial topics here is artificial intelligence, AI. Climate groups are warning of the increasing environmental impacts of AI data centers. Meanwhile, AI advocates say artificial intelligence could help the world address the climate crisis. For more, we're joined by Jean Su, Energy Justice Director at the Center for Biological Diversity, the co-author of a report the center published ahead of COP30 titled Data Crunch, How the AI Boom Threatens to Entrench Fossil Fuels and Compromise Climate Goals. Jean, welcome to Democracy Now! Explain.
AI right now is being touted as some type of solution to the climate emergency. Even here at the COP, there have been over 24 panels talking about how wonderful it is and how it will help with balancing the electricity grid, which is totally valid. But what is one concern, deep concern about AI is its severe climate consequences, and no one in the official negotiations are talking about that right now.
So you come from the United States.
Yes.
The U.S. is the biggest emitter of carbon emissions from AI, making up 45% of the world's emissions. Some people might be saying right now, what does AI have to do with carbon emissions?
Oh, wow. So AI is an incredible computing power. It is going to consume, and it has consumed, far more electricity than current Google searches or current algorithms. What's happening in the U.S. in particular is that we are ground zero for data center development. Around 90% of all computing goes through the United States. The scary thing about AI is that it is being primarily powered by fracked gas and increasingly coal right now in the U.S. The Trump administration has issued a ton of executive orders asking permitting reform and allowing kind of rubber stamping of data centers to get them connected to as much dirty energy as possible to fuel it.
So I was just talking to Casey Camp Hornick. She is a representative of the Ponca Nation in Oklahoma. And they've been fighting a Google data center in Stillwater, yes, Oklahoma. Talking to folks in Memphis, Tennessee, yes, taking on data centers. Explain, yes, though, how it works. I mean, some need what? They're talking about smart nukes, a nuclear power plant to fuel just a data center?
Yes. So there are nuclear power plants that are being erected for data centers. New fossil gas plants are being built out for data centers. And these are such energy guzzling entities that it can actually take up as much electricity as 100,000 homes in the United States. So this is a whole new set of electricity need in the U.S. that we need to address immediately. The really scary part about what's happening in the U.S. is that communities are just being so surprised, and they're being completely caught flat-footed about data centers. They're using everything they have to convince their town leaders to say no to the incredible energy costs, but also no to the incredible water as well.
Can renewables be used to power data centers?
Renewables can be used to power data centers, and that is one thing we are advocating for, even in the UNFCCC process. But I think what's really important is that that is not what is happening in the ground. Utilities make money off of building out more expensive energy. So that means they are inclined to build out fossil gas plants because that is what helps their bottom line.
A recent study by the UNFCCC technology mechanism found AI can also be a powerful tool for developing countries that are most vulnerable to the climate crisis through developing more effective early warning systems, which is so important. Of course, people will say, Jean, what are you talking about? Medicine has advanced so far with AI. So what do you see? What is your vision of the future? Do you see it including AI, and how?
I think the future can include the AI that actually benefits the public interest. However, that is a foil and a red herring for the vast majority of AI right now, which is actually being used on defense and militarization, things that do not necessarily benefit the public interest. What we need to do is empower communities and countries, especially in the global south, to ask what is the public benefit that they are supposed to get from AI, and weigh it very carefully against the severe costs to their climate, to their electricity prices into their water.
Does the COP30 text address AI?
Not yet. And our goal here is to actually make that happen. So this year we have connected with global civil society organizations around the world to actually come together and from the ground up build a map of what AI and the fossil fuel industry is seeing from the top down in terms of their strategy. We are working on coordinated efforts on the ground and to come back to COP next year with a clear ask of countries must discuss and disclose their data center emissions and commit to building them with renewable energy that is sustainable and not with false solutions like CCS.
A question I've been putting to a lot of our guests is the significance of President Trump deciding this is for the first time a U.S. delegation, high-level delegation, would not attend COP. What is the significance of it, and him calling climate change a hoax, a green hoax, a scam?
Yeah, the significance of it is that President Trump is in the world to peddle his wares. He is peddling natural gas, fracked gas, his coal. That is his vision of his future, and it's entirely about profiteering. What's so important about this COP is that people should celebrate the fact that that obstruction is not here and pass as fast as possible mechanisms like a fossil fuel phase-out roadmap where the U.S. is not here, but they could be bound by it later when they join. And that's the importance of this COP. We actually need a game plan to phase out fossil fuels in a funded manner. And if we can pass that here, the U.S., as the #1 historic emitter and as one of the wealthiest countries in the world, will have to abide by it when it comes back.
I want to thank you so much for being with us. Jean Su is the Energy Justice Director at the Center for Biological Diversity. We'll link to their new report, Data Crunch, how the AI boom threatens to entrench fossil fuels and compromise climate goals. Thanks for watching Democracy Now! On YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss a video. And for more of our audience-supported journalism, go to democracynow.org, where you can download our news app, sign up for our newsletter, subscribe to the daily podcast, and so much more.